Hey everyone, it's ClickBricks here again, and today I have instructions for LEGO Shatter version 2. So I have the studio file in the description if you want to go check that out. You can order the parts or look at the parts list so you can gather them up. And once you have them all together, then you can start building. So let's get into it. Okay, so I tried to split things up as best as I could. But here is the upper leg and here is the lower leg. So after you get all these pieces, we can start putting stuff together. I left some things in little chunks so I could remember how to put it together. But hopefully it's somewhat understandable. Make sure the hinge is going the opposite direction from that tile. And you're going to mirror all of this, by the way. This is just one of those frictionless Technic pins. And this is going to attach with only one stud. So just that corner one right there. Like that. And slide it down. And just collapse everything as closely as possible. Sorry if it's kind of dark. And there you have the lower leg all done. Now we'll get on to the upper leg here. And this is going to go into the middle of this tile here. This is a double-sided brick, by the way. There you have the upper leg, and then you can just attach that to that brick there. And there you have one of the legs done. And then you can just mirror that, and there are the legs. Here are the pieces you'll need for one of the arms. And there's a Technic pin in that wheel as well, by the way. And there you have one of the arms, and then again, just mirror that, and there you go. Here are the pieces you'll need for the wings. And again, anytime there's a kind of like a slope plate here, make sure you have a mirror of it. And there you have one of the wings. And again, mirror that. And there you go. The pieces you'll need for one of the back wings, or like what becomes the nose cone. And for robot mode, we'll hinge that up. And mirror that. And here are the pieces you'll need for like the head and a couple strut pieces, I guess. So this is a Travis brick, that's what it's called. I remember. And this will go into the tube of that 1x2, and then the slope there. And this is just a toothpiece in a clip. And I like to angle that a little bit. And then here's this kind of hinge that connects to the head. Like that. There you have that. So this section is kind of confusing. This is basically what holds the legs to the torso. So you have this whole mess of hinges here. Make sure you get this exactly right, because this is very important to the transformation. So take a good look at this and make sure you get the droid arms in the right configuration and the plates on top of each other where they're supposed to be. So just do that, and then make sure you have the rounded inverted tiles, because those help to secure things very well. And then this will connect there. And then these pieces will attach like that. And then this will go on straight like that. So just to make it easier on myself, I'm going to split up the main torso into a couple sections. So here's the first one. So this is made up of these parts, and this is made up of these parts. So there you have those. So make 2 of those, mirrored. again, mirror that. And then you can take these and put that into the very back stud, anti-stud, whatever. And then there you have those. I'll just set those pieces off to the side and we'll work on the rest. So you have a jumper with, make sure these are round 1x1s, because otherwise whenever you angle the chest it will not fit right, I guess. So and there you have that. And for the last section that we're going to do, just take it apart right here. It's pretty simple. I'm sure you can just build it by looking at it. And these are just those pieces. And then you just attach them like that, and that is the last section of the torso. So now we can attach these. So these will go into those. You can lift these up to kind of get them out of the way. Clip those in. Do the same here. And then just take the headlights and fold them down a little bit. Make sure that's straight. And then this piece, I'll fold these down. Fold this down. And then those two studs will go into there. And there you have the torso. And last but not least, I'll show you how to make the weapons. And then you can make two if you'd like. And now assembly time. So we'll start with this, I guess. So this ball joint will go into there. And then we can take the legs from here. Things will kind of flop around. And then from here we can take the wings, and they will just clip in there, and there. Then you can kind of twist them however way, doesn't really matter. And yeah, we'll fix this in a second. Just kind of get it stuck in there for now. And then we can take the back wings here and attach them into these sockets. Things are falling apart. And now we'll do the arms. So those clips will go onto that T-joint right there. Just like that. Same over here. And then there you have that. And lastly, just kind of flare these out so that you can take this and plug it into there. Like that. and then this will slot in between those ball joint sockets. And then just get everything situated. So again, tab that into those two studs right there. Just accordion everything in. It's a little tricky at first, but once you do it a couple times, it gets easier. Give you a good view of how that's supposed to look there. And you can kind of use that to stop the waste from moving, and then this can also kind of lock that into place. Also, just this piece right here likes to, like, it will usually split like that, so just make sure that's always pushed in all the way, because sometimes that likes to come off. But other than that, that's basically Shatter in her complete robot mode. And I will show how to transform her to car mode. So then from there you can go on to my original review video, and then you can learn how to transform to jet and so on. So let's transform to car mode. Okay, so to transform to car mode is a little tricky. It's nothing terrible, but it's a little bit of a challenge. So get the wings to be in that position there. That would kind of just set everything up to slot in. So just do that. Then you can take the head, fold it back, and take this, rotate the cockpit piece around, fold that down. Then you can take these and fold them up over that joint there and flatten them out, become the roof of the car. And now you can disconnect the whole waist assembly and extend it, and that comes off too. So just be aware of a couple of some fragile places. And then on that ball joint, you can kind of angle that up. Then you can get the windshield to actually face forward. And then you kind of get this gray piece at a slight angle going that way. And then make sure this is flattened out. Like that. And then you kind of see how those dark gray ball joint pieces will rest flat onto that ball socket. So that's kind of what you want to get there. You can kind of see what I'm saying. And that will make sure that everything is aligned properly. And then get that secured. And now we can take the engine block here, rotate that, and then spin it on that bar piece. And just position that, fold that up, and then you can slide these forward and up. Forward and up. And let me lower the camera so that we can work on the legs here. So legs are probably the most complex out of all the parts, so we'll just get these out of the way a little bit. And these are another little thing that like to pop off every now and then. But take the wheel here, fold it out, rotate it around, and then actually not all the way, so just slide that down, but keep it there. Okay. And then take this piece, fold it out, and then take the whole leg, and it will fold at basically what was the shin. So while you're doing that, you're going to want to rotate this clip on stud friction there. So like that. And then once you do that, you'll see this will open up so that you can rotate that and then straighten that piece out and fold it along the back of the car. Then take the foot take the toe, slide it over, and then like that. And actually, I slid it to the wrong way, so you're gonna slide it there. And then I'm gonna take this panel and collapse it down like that. This piece will actually, see this kind of clip there, you're gonna slide that all the way up so that it lays flat. And then this piece will actually slide up. Why is it so bright? You can kind of see it, like you slide it up there, and then these will line up so you can kind of see how those just kind of fit into place there. And slide that on that claw piece, and then that will be the tail light. So you'll do the same exact thing on this side. So fold the wheel out and down, and slide it. And then, yeah, the knees there are a little fragile. They're not bad, but every now and then, you just kind of have to watch out for that. And then slide that down, fold that out, rotate the tail fin, and then collapse that. Rotate that back. Or, I'm sorry, this will go up. Slide that up. And then take toe, slide it over. You want to slide it over so that when you rotate it, it's facing towards the front of the car. And then fold that down. And you popped off. And then fold that down. And that. And lastly, you're going to take this again. Slide it up. And position the tail light. And that's pretty much the hard part done. So there you have the back of the car. Now I just gotta get everything looking decent. So straighten out that ball joint there. And take the arms on that T-joint. And then hinge that. Spin the shoulder around. And then collapse on that double hinge there. And then that will kind of form the side of the car. Same over here. We'll start with rotating this around. And then you can take this. It's a little tight. Not too bad. And there we go. We got it more or less straight, and then you can position the windshield, straighten that out, bring these lights down, kind of straighten them out as best as possible. You can't really get it perfect, but it's just demonstration, so you get the gist. Now comes the hard part, well, one of the hard parts. So you fold this over and then collapse it along itself again, like that. And this is probably the most confusing part. So you just kind of want to get everything aligned so that it sits relatively flat. And the only thing that happens if you don't get it perfect is it just won't roll perfectly. So it's not the end of the world, it still looks fine. But actually first, before we do that, we're going to put in the wings. So slide those in. See, there's like a little gap in there, so sorry, I forgot to do that. Slide those in. This is a long transformation. I know. And then you can get things more or less straightened out. So I think I got everything somewhat straightened out. You could probably do better if you had more time. I just want to do it pretty quickly just to get the idea across. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video.